This time Bracewell gets the first run of the day, just guiding it wide of Fairbrother on this occasion, and another misfield will allow New Zealand to take 2 runs. So the same disease has crept into the third day's play as the first over comes to an end at 4:53 for 5. Nice shot there by Ken Rutherford. Should get 2 for this. Eddie Hemmings, the fieldsman, down backward a point. And Ken Rutherford moves up now to 93. Loud appeal for LBW. We'll have another look at that one. Brian Aldridge unmoved.
De Freitas coming in and angling it down. Perhaps the height was the problem there.
Nice free-flowing stroke from Rutherford. A single to him. He goes to 96.
I think the odds favour Bracewell now. He's on strike. Just needs one for a very well-deserved 50.
Yep.
Dabbed away by Bracewell. And that's 50 for John Bracewell. And he'll get another one. Yet again, there's some misfielding. And John Bracewell has his 50. Be a couple here for Ken Rutherford. John Embry is chasing. They might even try 3. They will. Rutherford goes to 99. Nicely worked away by John Bracewell for a single. No, he's got to get 2, I think. Another bobble in the field. This time it was Chris Broad. And England just giving runs away here.
Well, this could be the effect of 2 days in the field, 2 long, hard days in the field with not too much success. It's been really hot conditions, but there again, straight in and just taking the eye off the ball.
Pulled away by Bracewell. He's caught. Fairbrother takes the catch, and John Bracewell is out for 54.
A good innings coming to an end there by John Bracewell. Trying to push the pace along. It's probably under the instructions of his captain. Another fine innings from John Bracewell, helping the New Zealand cause. It happened like this. Capel just dropping the ball a little bit shorter. John Bracewell not quite getting on the back foot and just miscues it in a very simple catch there to Neil Fairbrother. Here it goes again, not quite connecting in the middle, not going where he wants to, and the safest pair of hands on the field at the moment. Neil Fairbrother took a very comfortable catch.
This man's on 99 at the non-striker's end. Capel to Smith. We squeezed it away somehow on the leg side, and they'll settle for 1 run to give Ken Rutherford the opportunity to get the 1 run he needs.
Well, Ken will be very grateful for Smithy to play that shot down, because there was a wee bit of a break there, something getting in the way of him reaching his first Test 100, and he'll be very grateful to Ian for doing that.
Ken Rutherford on 99 facing David Capel. And there's the 100 for Ken Rutherford. What a marvellous moment for Ken Rutherford, with all the problems he's had in Test cricket in the last 3 or 4 years, to get his maiden Test century here at the Basin Reserve.
Well, there's a cracking shot from Ian Smith away for 4, just forward of square. He's shown what he intends to do. Dropped it. It wasn't that short, actually, by De Freitas, but very, very severe on the short ball, and Ian Smith obviously in a mood to dispatch them. But there it is, the cut shot. 4 runs. Certainly it was over the slip area, not as many slips in there, there's only one, but cracked it away, saw it was short, took advantage of it, and down to that third man boundary for 4. Oh, great looking shot from Ian Smith, and there's 4 more. Well, that was a superb shot on the up, cracked it away off the front foot through the point region, and the end of a fairly expensive De Freitas over. 4.85 for 6. Plenty of power behind that, Ian Smith. Oh, he's beaten the field. Very tired-looking attempt from Chris Broad. Certainly it was probably better time than I gave it credit for in the first place, but Chris Broad disappointing. More runs for Ian Smith. He may look for 2. Eddie Hemmings is a bit sluggish coming down, and the English field very tired at this stage. I suppose it's understandable that they almost don't want to get into bat, do they? And they're thinking about the fact that they've been out there for so long. But really, the standard in terms of English cricket, and you may wish to comment, Henry, it's been pretty poor, hasn't it, in the field?
Yes, they do look as though they're at the end of a long and exhausting series of cricket matches, don't they? It's been a little bit disappointing, certainly, to say the least.
Ian Smith whipping this away behind square. Runs down, in fact, to fine leg. Philip De Freitas down there. Ken Rutherford facing. This looks like it may be a leg by. But that brings up the 500, the New Zealand 500. In fact, it was a leg by. So a big score, certainly a very big score, and a good performance by this New Zealand side. It's a very complete innings, really, with everyone contributing. Surely they must declare probably drinks, I imagine, Henry. I'd be disappointed if they went on any further.
I really, it's, as Fred Truman would say, I don't understand what's going off out there. I really feel that it's fair enough, let Ken Rutherford get his 100, but I would have brought them in absolutely straight away then. They must need every moment they can get if they're to win this match, and I think this is just wasting time.
Swung this one. That's a cracking shot. Another fine shot through mid-wicket. No fieldsman bothered to move for that one. Ian Smith really cutting loose out there.
The declaration came after 13 hours batting. After 1 hour's play on the 3rd morning, John Wright, the New Zealand captain, finally calling his players in at 512 for 6. Ken Rutherford completing his maiden Test century, an innings which will do his rather dismal Test batting average no end of good. John Bracewell, the only player dismissed on this 3rd day in the New Zealand innings, out for a well-compiled 54, and Ian Smith chimed in with a hard hit and very well played 33. 512 for 6 off 197 overs. They were onto the 3rd new ball when the declaration came. A look at the England bowling figures. Well, with that massive score, there's not too much to write home about here. Philip De Freitas toiled hard, 1 for 110 off just over 50 overs. Good economical figures for him. David Capel, the most prolific wicket taker. John Embury got 1, and Mike Gatting took the prize scalp of Martin Crowe yesterday.
And understandably, New Zealand attacking, and they certainly can afford with runs in the bank. 512 of them. 4 slips and a gully for Danny Morrison. No ball, bowled by Danny Morrison, and Broad has put it away to the fence. Backward a point for 4 runs. Broad went after that one, and it's off to the fence for 4. I lost sight of it for a moment, and it's away to the fence for 4 more runs.
Yes, well, Chris Broad's been very positive here. That ball over-pitched outside the off-stump, going further away, and this is perhaps a little bit unusual for an opening batsman to go after the ball so early on in the innings. But perhaps the English intentions are quite clear at the moment, that perhaps they want to get those runs as quickly as possible.
Morrison now to Moxon. Nice deflection by Martyn Moxon, so his innings is underway. Nicely worked away by Broad. There's plenty of wide open spaces here with such a strong slip cordon. And Stephen Bock, the fieldsman. And the batsmen have 3 further runs.
There's the strength of Chris Broad again, off his legs, working the ball powerfully through mid-wicket. Ken Rutherford with a long chase out towards the fence. Four runs as Brian Aldridge makes the signal, and that's 21 for Chris Broad. John Bracewell's partner in crime, Stephen Bock, doing the fielding. 1 run to Moxon, 33 without loss. The end of the over, John Bracewell has bowled 2 overs for 2 runs. Stephen Bock 1 over for 4 runs. Danny Morrison and Ewan Chatfield have also bowled. Morrison none for 23 of 4, and Chatfield has none for 3. So at lunch, it's 33 without loss. England in reply to New Zealand's 512. Lunch at the Basin Reserve.
A wild delivery. Got a thick outside edge. It's running down to third man. There's a long chase for Mark Greatbatch, but he'll never catch it. 4 runs. Oh, good-looking shot. That should be 4. Ewan Chatfield will struggle to catch it. Bad ball from John Bracewell, dropping it short and wide. Oh, good ball. An appeal. I think in the end, somewhat hopefully, the ball certainly beat Chris Broad. Will be interesting to see where that one actually went on the replay, but got through the defences. Just sneaked through between bat and pad. It hit the pad in the end. May have been a bit of inside edge, but just dropped short. Oh, good-looking shot. A little wide and over-pitched. Long chase for Robert Vance. Probably in vain. And straying a little unusually for Ewan Chatfield. End of the over, 56 for no wicket.
Another appeal for LBW.
It's well bowled by John Bracewell. Pitched in line. It's a very good shout indeed, but Martyn Moxon's well down. We can still see the legs some, so perhaps it just pitched a little bit outside the off.
Ken Rutherford does the chasing. Didn't appear to come from the bat. Well, good looking on drive. Danny Morrison is chasing, but the outfield is fast. And that's 4 runs to Martyn Moxon. Slightly over-tossed, and away it goes. Well-timed stroke from Moxon. Full toss from Bracewell, 4 runs.
Oh, and Martin Crowe's copped on, this time on the foot. Wasn't a very good ball from John Bracewell. Thankfully for Martin Crowe, he hasn't been hit on the chin again. This was not a very good delivery from Bracewell. It was short, it was wide, and the left-hander saw it coming. Hit it very firmly. Martin Crowe has taken the sting off it in rather unorthodox fashion. Bracewell now to Moxon. Nicely worked by Moxon away through the leg side. Chase on here for Robert Vance out towards the fence at mid-wicket. And he had his hand on the ball with his feet over the line, so it's 4 runs. Good firm shot by Martyn Moxon. And they appeal for a catch this time. Steve Woodward once again is unmoved. Bracewell was very confident, so was Mark Greatbatch, the man who took the catch.
I think we'll find here that he whacks the bat into the ground onto his foot, and the ball hits the outside edge of his boot and just balloons up. Good reactions by the New Zealand players. They went up very determined, but I think the fact that the bat hit the ground as well at the same time that the ball hit the outside of the boot.
Well, lovely cover drive from Chris Broad. Over tossed by Morrison. Not timing it on this occasion. Ewan Chatfield is after it. And they'll get 2. They might even get 3. In fact, they will. And although it wasn't timed, you can see how quick the outfield is. It just kept on running and running. And Chris Broad, with that 3, has his 50.
He's become a wonderfully consistent opening batsman for England. He really has. 3 centuries in that series in Australia just over a year ago. And really, he's gone on from strength to strength. He's got a simple but very correct taken method and an excellent temperament.
Oh, that was in the air just wide of Ian Smith. Danny Morrison really banged that in. And it wasn't too far wide of the wicketkeeper. It's gone to the fence.
That is the 100. 103 for no wicket.
There's another fine glance. More control this time by Martyn Moxon. And that'll be his 50 as he turns Danny Morrison to the fence. End of the over, 111 without loss.
Good looking shot, very familiar one from Chris Broad, away behind square. Robert Vance after it. That outfield's very quick here. And a very easy 3. Bowled him. Great delivery from Stephen Bach. Chris Broad, clean bowled. Well, the breakthrough at last. Chris Broad on his way. And that's cheered up the crowd.
Yes, I thought that a wicket would rejuvenate them, and it has. What a good ball, though. It deceived. He beat him first of all in the air, didn't he? He came forward a little bit too soon. And it'd be interesting to see. It just seemed to turn right through him, didn't it? Just a little. Broad never keen to leave the wicket. When your bails are on the floor, there's not much you can do about it.
Here's the delivery. Stephen Bach over the wicket. Oh, yes, between bat and pad.
He looked to me from the way he picked it up as though he was first going to try and sweep it and then straightened up.
Yes, I think you're right, Henry, because that front foot went a long way. Going for the drive, runs here. Robert Vance, the man who dived for it. He's after it. Probably a fairly simple 3, I would imagine. Bert Vance. A good debut for him, coming out at the age of 33 into the New Zealand side, picking up 47, very sadly run out. But there's Tim Robinson's career record today. Not a bad average, 38.4. It's got him. Gets the edge, Ewan Chatfield. We're just saying that he didn't look too dangerous, but he's answered us. He's got the wicket of Tim Robinson, fending at 1, and through to Ian Smith. So a good breakthrough, the second in quick fire time. England in some trouble, losing these 2 wickets.
I thought that one made just a little bit of height off the pitch. I should be interested to see it again, and just left him a fraction, but I don't think Robinson needed played a stroke, but all the same, it was a pretty good ball, and I should suggest probably the most hostile one Chatfield's bowled.
Tim Robinson out for a duck. Well, not a very happy man, understandably. But importantly for New Zealand, they've got another breakthrough. Here it is. It was an awful shot, wasn't
Yes, it was. It was a worse shot than I thought it was. The ball was not so far, was shorter than I had anticipated. It was a bad shot. No need to play it. He just nibbled at it without any benefit of footwork.
No, just pushing wide. Really, the only result was exactly what happened, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a poor shot for such an experienced player.
But well bowled.
Nicely played through the offside field. Despairing dive by John Wright. And Gatting is underway with a 4. Cracked away again, and John Wright can't save it, and it's on the way for 4 runs. Second boundary for Mike Gatting. And that's the end of the over at 143 for 2. Nice straight drive, and that's past both Chatfield and Morrison. And a second boundary in the over for Martyn Moxon. Yes, well, England have to get to 313 to avoid the follow-on. And at 174 for 2, you'd have to say they're odds on to make that all right. And once they do that, I think that could be the death of this game. Gatting sweeping very fine again. And I think this has got too much way on. It's onto the way for 4 runs.
Yes, in fact, he hit that very fine. He almost sort of caught up with it round the corner and hit it down there fine. John Bracewell had no chance. The outfield here is very fast.
Fielded by the bowler Ken Rutherford, and the players leave the field. That is stumps.